I'm Lilly Hulsing. I am a junior sociology major and business minor, and I'm from Nicholasville, Kentucky. I wanted to go to Jamaica, and I knew that Berea gives a lot of financial aid for studying abroad, so that's where I picked to go. It wasn't a program. I just directly enrolled in the University of West Indies. When I lived in Philly, a lot of my neighbors in my community were Jamaican and otherwise Caribbean, so I chose Jamaica because I wanted to learn a little bit about their homeland. A lot of my friends were pretty excited about it and thought it was really cool. It's a tropical island, so lots of beaches. I took Thought and Action in the African Diaspora, Sociology and Women in the Caribbean, Anthropology. Thought and Action in the African Diaspora was the best class. And it was taught by this Rasta man, and he was really cool. He was super interesting, and he'd been to a couple African countries, and he'd lived in Jamaica all his life, and he knew a lot about the history of Jamaica and other Caribbean islands. He talked a lot about issues of race and color, and it was just very fascinating to learn from him. I lived on campus in Rex Nettleford Hall. The Jamaican students are very affiliated with their halls, and they have hall activity and stuff. They don't have meal plans at UWI, so I didn't have a meal plan, so I cooked a lot at the house, at the dorm. The girls that I lived with helped me learn to cook, and I ate a lot of Caribbean food. They have really good Caribbean stands and jerk chicken, and they call them cook shops, so they're little side of the road fast food places. The best food that I've had there is the jerk chicken. I've had it here in America before too, from my neighbors, but that is by far the best food they have. I traveled a lot. I've been to almost every parish in Jamaica. At UWI they have this thing called FYE, it's first year experience, and every first year student or transfer student is required to do FYE. So I did FYE, and we had some meetings, and we took some trips. So we did a historical tour of Kingston. So I got to see the major tourist sites and then other places that Jamaicans know of and that aren't so touristy. It's a very, very culturally rich country with a long history, and so I really enjoyed seeing that. The Berea Geo Scholarship covered the majority of the trip. My budget when I applied was around $13,000. That's for tuition, food, spending money, the plane ticket down there, all the health insurance and technology insurance and that kind of thing that you have to have. They paid most of it with other scholarships and that sort of thing, and I worked over the summer, so I didn't have to take any loans. To study abroad with Berea, you have to take, I think it's an 8-week class where you learn about your country and you learn about culture shock and different things that you'll go through when you go abroad, and you have to apply it to your country, and then at the end you have to do a 5-minute presentation on the country. So I knew kind of what to expect as far as the demographics and the economics, but even still, it was not at all what I could have been prepared for. I was definitely shocked when I got there at the differences of the people, the personality differences, and the beliefs. I had trouble being there for a while. I missed my friends and family here, but as I stayed, I started to learn things about it, and coming back after being there for a while was very strange. I would study abroad again for sure. I would probably stick to the Caribbean and go to either Trinidad and Tobago or Barbados because I met several people from there and they got me really interested in the culture. So, one important thing for people who want to study abroad is when you get back, make sure that you have outlets to talk about what you're going through, talk about what you experienced abroad. Keep a journal because it becomes something you really depend on when you get back to remember your trip and remember the people and remember what you learned.